Hello, this is Teri. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Amethystastrotarot. I'm a practicing astrologer and tarot reader. For your request for astrological chart interpretations or tarot readings, you can always contact me from the links in my profile. So today is 5th of December 2024, and I will be talking mainly about Mars retrograde. But I also would touch the subjects of Neptune stationing direct and also the Venus moving into the sign of Aquarius. So please stay with me. So Mars retrograde, I think maybe you might be all hearing or reading on the social media and all the comments by people. The thing is that Mars retrograde period will be starting with UK time tomorrow at night, so it will be on the 6th of December, and this period will continue until the 24th of um, February 2025. The nice thing is that after 2025 that finishes in 2026 until I think January 2027, there would be no retrograde period with the planet of Mars. So Mars, how do we know? I mean, like especially when we think about the natal chart, it is it's about energy, enthusiasm, the drive, all the assertiveness, and the power of, I think, initiating things. And also, it's like the fighting spirit, the warrior inside us. Sometimes, of course, it can be also be associated with impatience and aggression and all this kind of stuff, but it's generally that kind of energy that comes through the planet of Mars. But I believe that maybe during when we think about the transit periods, I think what comes to my mind is um, uh, like encouragement, like the Mars can be calling us or can be encouraging us to act in a certain way and in a certain area of our lives during its transits. And also it could be about like initiating and fighting for or fighting against. I mean, it could be, I mean, like you can be fighting for a cause or you can be fighting against something that you are not happy about as well. So I believe that both could happen. And also, again, tapping into the barrier that could be inside ourselves. I mean, like, or standing up sometimes. I think that could come through the transits of Mars at the same time. And if you think that this retrograde period will start in the sign of Leo, and then it will move back. It's 6 degrees 10 minutes of Leo. It will start. So we are talking about the first degrees of Leo, and also the other fixed signs, fixed placements. If you have in your natal chart, the other fixed signs other than Leo are the Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So they will meet in a way that we have this, in any case, Mars, Pluto opposition, which will happen, I think, will continue until next year as well. By the April, I think there will be the last exact opposition. So in that sense, we will see also this kind of the there is yeah, oppositions according to me are always about like trying to find a balance, because it's like if you stand like this, no, I'm not doing, also it's fixed signs, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, then you would be losing in both sides. But if both sides can make compromising, like if Pluto is about uh, community and some change, some transformation, and some in a way, out of the box thinking in a way. I mean, in terms of changes or rebirths. And then if Mars in Leo is more about like creating, I mean, creative energy and like in a way encouraging us to be our authentic selves, it's like the community, ourselves, and in a way standing out, standing together, all this dilemma, maybe a compromise from both sides can give us a good blend in certain areas of our lives in that sense. And having said that, coming back, that Mars eventually will go back to the sign of Cancer in 6th of January 2025, and for some reason I'm trying to find, yeah, and in that sense, the Mars in Leo periods would be from 4th of November 2024 until 6th of January 2025, and later from 18th of April 2025 until 17th of June 2025, long periods. And I think to be able to understand what Mars retrograde might mean in our lives, also since it's going into Cancer, the last until 17th degree of Cancer, it will go back. So the second half of the cardinal signs, except Cancer, which would be Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. If you have natal placements in these signs, also that would be an impactful period during the Mars retrograde. And what we have to think that, of course, the retrograde periods are the calls for. It's a period of slowing down, reflection, and revisiting. And in that sense, we have to also think about what Mars in Leo meant when it was in Leo, I mean, in direct position, and Mars in Cancer, what it meant for us, and then what kind of action did we take in those periods, and what do we need to revisit in certain areas of our lives in terms of Mars energy. I think when we think about Mars in Leo, it could be about like more like creative energy, something authentic, initiatives, or like a confident warrior, stepping out of ourselves, I mean. And also in a way we can also think about again Leo. There's also like a fun factor and performing factor as well within that kind of energy that we could have been thinking about. And I think when we think about Mars in Cancer, I think when we think about Mars in Cancer, it's more like tuning into that emotional, caring, motherly variant hidden inside us. It's like more like spending all our drive, energy for taking care of the loved ones, taking care of the, I mean, like our tribe, our family, and like trying to find to defend and trying to fight for the good of all the people that we love in a way. I think it could have been related with that. So if you think about that, where Leo and Cancer are corresponding in our natal charts, what did we do in those periods in terms of uh, initiations, in terms of spending our energy, in terms of how did we, what kind of encouragement we got on, and what kind of action we took, or what did we fight for or fight against in those periods. And that's when the Mars retrograde, we can think, okay, mm, was it the right action to do that? Or could it be improved? Or could it be completely cancelled? And another way of acting should be taken into account. Or was it worth to fight for or fight against this kind of thing? If it was worth, I mean, like, could it have been done better, or was it okay like that? Should I continue that way? All this kind of brainstorming can be existing during the, I think, Mars retrograde period. And I think it's a good amount of time. If you think that, I mean, we are talking about nearly 2.5 months. Even it's a slowing down. Even the a planet that is like with that all this energy wouldn't be completely behaving as it is normally doing. But also it's a good period to give a break, and also it's a good period to really think about, maybe even contemplate about what has been done so far, and maybe what could be achieved after the retrograde period, and all this stationing passes. And maybe after the retrograde period in February, towards the end of February, we could think other ways, better ways, or different ways to use that energy that is coming through Mars in certain areas of our lives. I mean, I think that could be that. I mean, to understand fully what Mars can do, also we need to understand our natal Mars placement as well, whereas in which sign, in which house, how it interacts with the rest of the chart. If there are areas of life, of course, there would be, depending on the system that we use, but in the system that I use, house system, there would be like 2 areas of lives it would be impacting more. And also, I mean, like, how does it interact? I mean, this Mars retrograde period interacts with our basis of our life, which is our natal chart, and also how our natal Mars is interacting with the rest of our natal chart as well. I think this is all together can give us a story. And I mean, of course, to understand it fully, it's always good to have if we are really interested in what Mars retrograde means, it's always good to consult with a professional astrologer. And having said all about Mars retrograde, I think another thing is that Neptune will be stationing direct for, in UK, it's the 7th of um, 7th of, okay, 7th of December, but it would be in the time zones that are a bit further away. It would be 8th of December. And I think, I mean, I believe that during the retrograde period, maybe there is more, the veil goes off, and there is more clarity than during the direct period. But it's in Pisces, and it could be like after all this recharge for a long time, and again all this reflection period, etc., that had happened during the retrograde period, which was actually between July and December, which is like around 158 days. we can think that after getting all that clarity and all that reflection in that period, also that thinking that it's in the last degrees of Pisces and getting ready to go into the sign of Aries, it can be still a good period to tap into our intuitive and more spiritual and compassionate side to make our dreams and ideals come true. Also, I think Neptune is related with images as well. I think it can be helpful to use our more heart to create those images or to, I mean, like visualize in a way those images as well. And of course, there is this sometimes there could be a kind of veil or illusions that could not be completely 100% clear during the Neptune, especially in the Pisces. But still, if we can avoid that kind of um, veils, or knowing that Neptune is in a is impact is having an impact in a certain area of our lives, maybe we can actually more focus on this intuitive part and the spiritual part that could help us to make our dreams come true, especially having gained all that clarity during the retrograde period. And the last thing is that Venus will be moving into the sign of Aquarius. I'm thinking like, I mean, Venus in Aquarius is like, of course, it's still Saturn ruled sign, but I think that is like when we are, I think, creating some values, or it can be even the art that we are doing, any type of art. There could be more like unusual ways, unorthodox ways of approaching things, and also like out of the box thinking could be really um, uh, important. And also when we are relating to people, or when we are, I mean, like in a way getting into interaction with the people, I think there could be a bit of a distant way of doing that. It's like being a bit away. I mean, like as I always say, that with the Aquarius there is this kind of like the sense of community, but it's like being within and without. So it's like maybe we would like to be inside the community, in the groups, but we don't want to have this any intimate kind of relationships, and it's we prefer to do something for the community. Could be anything very humanitarian, but at the same time we don't want to be like close to people, just working maybe shoulder to shoulder, and that's it. I think that could be coming through the Venus in Aquarius period in that sense. I hope that this video will be useful in understanding all the main concepts about the Mars retrograde period in Leo and later in Cancer, and Neptune stationing direct, and also Venus in Aquarius as well. Hope to see you in other videos. All the best. Bye bye.